You got your Bible? Let's read. We're going to be reading from Isaiah chapter 36, 37, 38. Isaiah chapter 36 is Sennacherib boasts against the Lord. Isaiah chapter 37 is Isaiah assures deliverance. Isaiah chapter 38 is Hezekiah life extended. I'm going to be reading from the King James Version. Come join me starting at Isaiah chapter 36 verse 1. Now it came to pass in the 14th year of King Hezekiah that Sennacherib, king of Assyria, came up against all the defense cities of Judah and took them. And the king of Assyria sent Rabbaish from Lachish to Jerusalem unto King Hezekiah with a great army. And he stood by the conduit of the upper pool in the highway of the fuller's field. Then came forth unto him Achlam, Eliakim son, which was over the house of Shebun, the scribe, and Joah, Asaph's son, the recorder, and Rabbaish said unto them, Say ye now to Hezekiah, Thus saith the great king, the king of Assyria, What confidence is this therein thou trustest? I say, sayest thou, but they are but vain words. I have counsel and strength for war. Now, of whom doest thou trust, that thou rebellest against me? Lo, thou trustest in the staff of this broken reed, on Egypt, whereon if a man lean, it will go into his hand and pierce it. So is Pharaoh, king of Egypt, to all that trust in him? But thou say to me, We trust in the Lord our God. Is it not he whose high places and altars Hezekiah have taken away, and said to Judah and to Jerusalem, Ye shall worship before this altar. Now therefore give pledges, I pray thee, to my master, the king of Assyria, and I will give thee 2,000 horses, if thou be able on thy part to set riders upon them. How then wilt thou turn away the face of one captain, of the least of my master's servants, and put thy trust on Egypt for chariots and for horsemen? And am I now come up without the Lord against this land to destroy it? The Lord said unto me, Go up against this land and destroy it. Then said Achlam and Shebun and Joah unto Rabbaish, Speak, I pray thee, unto thy servants in the Syrian language, for we understand it, and speak not to us in the Jews' language, in the ears of the people that are on the wall. But Rabbaish said, Have my servant sent me to thy master, and to thee to speak these words? Hath he not sent me to the men that sit up on the wall, that they may eat their own dung and drink their own piss with you? Then Rabbaish stood and cried out with loud voice in the Jews' language and said, Hear ye the words of the great king, the king of Assyria. Thus saith the king, Let not Hezekiah deceive you, for he shall not be able to deliver you. Neither let Hezekiah make you trust in the Lord, saying, The Lord will surely deliver us. This city shall not be delivered into the hand of the king of Assyria. Hearken not unto Hezekiah, for thus saith the king of Assyria, Make an agreement with me by a present, and come out to me, and eat ye every one of his vine, and every one of his fig tree, and drink ye every one the water of his own cistern, until I come and take you away to the land like your own land, a land of corn and wine, a land of bread and vineyards. Beware lest Hezekiah persuade you, saying, The Lord will deliver us. Have any of the gods of the nations delivered his land out of the hand of the king of Assyria? Where are the gods of Hamath and Arpad? Where are the gods of Seraphim? And have they delivered Samaria out of my hand? Who are they among all the gods of these lands that have delivered their land out of my hand, that the Lord should deliver Jerusalem out of my hand? But they held their peace and answer him not a word. For the king's commandment was, saying, Answer him not. Then came Achlam, the son of Hilkiah, and was over the household, and Sheben, the scribe, and Joah, the son of Asaph, the recorder of Hezekiah, with their clothes rent, and told him the words of Rabashir. I'm reading now Isaiah chapter 37. And it came to pass, when King Hezekiah heard it, that he rent his clothes and covered himself with sackcloth and went into the house of the Lord. And he sent Achlam, who was over the household of Sheben the scribe, and the elders of the priests covered with sackcloth unto Isaiah the prophet, the son of Amoz. And they said unto him, Thus saith Hezekiah, This day is a day of trouble, and a rebuke, end of blasphemy. For the children are come to the birth, and there is not strength to bring forth. It may be the Lord thy God will hear the words of Rabashir, whom the king of Assyria his master hath sent to reproach the living God, and will reprove the words which the Lord thy God hath heard. Wherefore lift up thy prayer for the remnant that is left. So the servants of King Hezekiah came to Isaiah. And Isaiah said unto them, Thus shall ye say unto your master, Thus saith the Lord, Be not afraid of the words that thou hast heard, wherewith thy servants of the king of Assyria have blasphemed me. Behold, I will send a blast upon them, and he shall hear a rumor and return to his own land. And I will cause him to fall by the sword in his own land. And Rabashir returned and found the king of Assyria warring against Lebanon, for he had heard that he was departed from Lachish. And he heard say concerning Tarshish, king of Ethiopia, He is come forth to make war with thee. And when he heard it, he sent messengers to Hezekiah, saying, Thus shall ye speak to Hezekiah, king of Judah, saying, Let not thy God, in whom thou trustest, deceive thee, saying, Jerusalem shall not be given into the hand of the king of Assyria. Behold, thou hast heard what the kings of Assyria have done to all lands by destroying them utterly, and shall thou be delivered. Have the gods of the nations delivered them, which my fathers have destroyed, as Gozan and Haran and Zephon, and the children of Eden, which were in Talazar? Where is the king of Hamath, and the king of Arad, and the king of the city of Seraphim, Hannah and Avah? And Hezekiah received the letter from the hand of the messengers and read it. And Hezekiah went up into the house of the Lord and spread it before the Lord. And Hezekiah prayed unto the Lord, saying, O Lord of hosts, God of Israel, that dwellest between the cherubims, thou art the God, even thou alone, of all the kingdoms of the earth. Thou hast made heaven and earth. Incline thy ear, O Lord, and hear. Open thine eyes, O Lord, and see, and hear all the words of Sheberim, which has sent a reproach to reproach the living God. Of a truth, Lord, the kings of Assyria have laid waste all the nations in their countries, and have cast their gods into the fire. For they were no gods, but the work of men's hands, wood and stone. Therefore they have destroyed them. Now therefore, O Lord our God, save us from his hand, that all the kingdoms of the earth may know that thou art the Lord, even thou only. And Isaiah the son of Amos sent to Hezekiah, saying, Thus saith the Lord God of Israel, whereas thou hast prayed to me against Sheberim, king of Assyria, this is the word which the Lord has spoken concerning him. The virgin, the daughter of Zion, has despised thee, and laughed thee to scorn. The daughter of Jerusalem hath shaken her head at thee, whom hast thou reproached in blasphemy, and against whom thou hast exalted thy voice, and lifted up thy eyes on high, even against the Holy One of Israel. By thy servants hast thou reproached the Lord, and has said, By thy multitude of my chariots am I come up to the height of the mountains, to the sides of Lebanon, and I will cut down the tall cedars thereof, and the choice fierce trees thereof, and I will enter into the height of his borders, in the forest of his Carmel. I have digged and drunk water, and with the sole of my feet have I dried up all the rivers of the besieged places. Hast thou not heard long ago? how have I done it in the ancient times, that I have formed it? Now have I brought it to pass, that thou shouldest be a lay waste defenced cities, unto ruinous heaps thereof. Therefore the inhabitants were of small power. They were dismayed and confounded. They were as the grass of the field, and as the green herb, as the grass of the housetops, and as corn blasted before it was grown up. But I know thy abode, and thy going out, and thy coming in, and thy rage against me, because the rage against me and thy tumult is come up into my ears. Therefore will I put my hook in thy nose, and my bridle in thy mouth, and I will turn thee back by the way by which thou camest. And they shall be a sign unto thee. Ye shall eat this year such as groweth of itself, and the second year that which springeth of the same. In the third year sow ye, and reap, and plant vineyards, and eat the fruit thereof. And the remnant that is escaped of the house of Judah shall again take root downward, and bear fruit upward. For out of Jerusalem shall go forth a remnant, and they that escape out of Mount Zion, the zeal of the Lord of hosts shall do this. Therefore thus saith the Lord concerning the king of Assyria, he shall not come into this city, nor shoot an arrow there, nor come before it with shields, nor cast a bank against it. By the way that he came, by the same shall he return, and shall not come into this city, saith the Lord. For I will defend this city, to save it for my own sake, and for my servant David's sake. Then the angel of the Lord went forth and smote in the camp of the Syrians 185,000. And when they arose early in the morning, behold, they were all dead corpses. So Sharaim, king of Assyria, departed and went and returned and dwelt in Nineveh. And it came to pass, as he was worshiping in the house of Nishar, his god, that Adrammelech and Shaziah his son smote him with the sword, and they escaped into the land of Ermiah, and Esarhad his son reigned in his stead. I'm reading the last chapter of the night. It is Isaiah chapter 38. In those days was Hezekiah sick unto death, and Isaiah the prophet, the son of Amos, came unto him and said unto him, Thus saith the Lord, set thy house in order, for thou shalt die and not live. Then Hezekiah turned his face toward the wall and prayed unto the Lord and said, Remember now, O Lord, I beseech thee, how I have walked before thee in truth and with a perfect heart, and have done that which is good in thy sight. And Hezekiah wept sore. Then came the word of the Lord to Isaiah, saying, Go and say to Hezekiah, Thus saith the Lord, the God of David thy father, I have heard thy prayer, I have seen thy tears. Behold, I will add unto thy days 15 years, and I will deliver thee and this city out of the hand of the king of Assyria, and I will defend this city. And this shall be a sign unto thee from the Lord, that the Lord will do this thing that he has spoken. Behold, I will bring again the shadow of the degrees which is gone down in the sundial of Ahaz, 10 degrees backward. So the sun returned 10 degrees, by which degrees it was gone down. The writing of Hezekiah, king of Judah, when he had been sick, and was recovered of his sickness. I said in the cutting off of my days, I shall go to the gates of the grave. I am deprived of the residue of my years. I said, I shall not see the Lord, even the Lord, in the land of the living. I shall behold man no more with the inhabitants of the world. My age is departed and is removed from me as a shepherd's tent. I have cut off like a weaver my life. He will cut me off with penning sickness. From day even to night wilt thou make an end of me. I reckon till morning, that as a lion, so will he break all my bones. From day even to night wilt thou make an end of me, like a crane or a swallow. So did I chatter. I did mourn as a dove. My eyes fell with looking upward. O Lord, I am oppressed. Undertake for me. What shall I say? He hath both spoken unto me, and himself have done it. I shall go softly in all my years in the bitterness of my soul. O Lord, by these things men live, and in all these things is the life of my spirit. So wilt thou recover me and make me to live. Behold, for peace I have great bitterness, but thou hast in love to my soul delivered it from the pit of corruption. For thou hast cast all my sins behind thy back. For the grave cannot praise thee, death cannot celebrate thee. They that go down into the pit cannot hope for thy truth. The living, he shall praise thee, as I do this day. The Father to the children shall make known thy truth. The Lord was ready to save me. Therefore we will sing my songs to the stringed instruments all the days of our life in the house of the Lord. For Isaiah had said, let them take a lump of figs and lay it for a plaster upon the boil, and he shall recover. Hezekiah also had said, what is the sign that I shall go up to the house of the Lord? I have read Hezekiah chapter 36, 37, 38. Isaiah chapter 36. Isaiah chapter 36, 37, 38. Isaiah chapter 36 is Heshbrim boasts against the Lord. Isaiah chapter 37 is Isaiah assures deliverance. Isaiah chapter 38 is Hezekiah's life extended. I plan to, by the grace of God, to come back daily to read 3 or 4 scriptures. You can follow me on social media platform. On Facebook, it's abbreviated MIN and then Shafan. So MIN, the abbreviation, Shafan. On TikTok, YouTube, and Instagram, it is Minister Shafan. Minister Shafan's out.